For more than 50 years, millions of people around the world have been quietly losing their minds over a persistent low-frequency sound. They call it the hum. It hums through the walls in Bristol, vibrates across the deserts in New Mexico, echoes from Europe to Australia. For half a century, the scientific and medical establishments have chased their own tails trying to explain it.
They've blamed industry, machinery, electromagnetic fields, atmospheric anomalies, and chronic tinnitus. They treat it like a medical disorder, a neurological glitch, to be silenced with white noise, medication, earplugs. They want to eliminate it, cure it, or sweep it under the rug.
They're really looking everywhere except where the answer actually is. What if the sound driving people crazy is not a medical anomaly at all?
Okay.
What if it's an external pollutant invading your nervous system from the outside world? What if at least some of the people aren't hearing a malfunction, they're perceiving an internal resonance? What if they're picking up a fundamental frequency that ancient civilizations recognized and utilized and revered for thousands of years?
Hey, for decades, we've listened to people try to fight this phenomenon. They try to block it, mask it, escape from it. But today, we're proposing a complete paradigm shift. Stop fighting the hum, start embracing the hue.
The hue. Hey, welcome to a conversation about mechanics of human perception, consciousness, and a one-step vibrational technology that changes your nervous system from the inside out, instantly, not about passive listening or waiting for mainstream science to give you permission to understand your own biology. This is about you taking control of your internal state, using a tool that's been hidden in plain sight for a millennia. If you think the idea of a universal, uncaused sound is a rabbit hole or a piece of wishful New Age thinking, you have not looked at the historical record.
All right, take me back. Where does this thing actually start?
Oh, wow. Let's go back 5,000 years.
All right.
Ancient sites, the Sphinx, historical records, esoteric traditions pointing to societies gathering at dawn, spending hours chanting a single, precise vibrational syllable.
So this really wasn't random. They were doing it intentionally.
Not random superstition. They understood acoustics and
Okay.
energetic mechanics of the human
Wow.
body
All right.
and frequencies. They knew specific sounds could tune the physical system to a higher order of reality.
And what was the sound?
HU, spelled HU.
Okay. In other words, just two letters.
Yep, that's it. 2 letters. And it's not isolated to one culture or one tradition.
Mhm.
You can trace this footprint across 14 different major religions, as we've done the history here,
All right.
mystical, philosophical traditions throughout human history.
All right.
14 religions and their sacred book all contain this word.
So give some examples people would actually recognize.
You bet. We can go with the Sufis,
All right.
Eastern contemplative practices, ancient esoteric teachings.
All right.
We can look closer to the Kabbalah,
All
the
right.
foundational texts of the Masons,
Wow.
the Christian tradition with the Bible.
What's the connection?
Well, when you look at language itself,
All right.
look at the root word hue in the dictionary, okay? The word human is rooted in the concept of God-man, human,
right.
God within man, the divine spark housed within the physical body.
All right. Walk me through it.
Well, when the Gospel of John opens, in the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, and what was that word? You know, mainstream religion turns it into this abstract metaphor. But when you strip away dogma and you look at mechanics
Mhm.
and historical facts,
So what is a word before it becomes language?
well, it's a vibration.
Okay.
It's a sound. We
All
can
right.
all agree on that.
Ancient traditions weren't speaking metaphorically. They were actually describing something literal. All
They
right.
were describing, you know, what we have found, a foundational code of existence. They called hue the sound behind all sounds, the primordial vibration, the frequency of creation itself.
Okay. And modern physics says,
Well, it goes right along with it. It says
Okay.
that the absolute bedrock of physical reality, matter does not exist as solid static. It exists as vibrating fields of energy. And
okay.
everything just vibrates at a different rate and frequency. Everything in the universe, the chair you're sitting on to the cells in your body,
Oh, all right.
has a different frequency.
So the universe is fundamentally built on vibration.
And if creation itself is an ongoing harmonic event, is it really that shocking that humans perceive it all the time?
All right. You're saying when people experience the hum without the external source.
Yeah, they're not experiencing a pathology.
Okay.
They're tuning into the acoustic signature
All
of
right.
existence. They're hearing the universe
Mhm.
echoing inside their own body.
Before we go any further, let's make sure we don't lose the thread here.
Sure.
We're still trying to answer the one question: why have millions of people around the world reported hearing the hum for more than 50 years, and why hasn't anyone really been able to explain it?
Well, that's exactly right. And this is where it gets real. They haven't been looking in the
All
right
right.
place. They haven't been asking the right questions.
So what changed your mind? When did you go from this is interesting to this is the real deal?
I think we changed our mind a long time ago.
All
We
right.
we always thought the hum was the hue,
Right.
but really when I took it into the lab, that's
Okay.
when everything
Everything
changed.
changed. All right.
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
For more than 25 years, we've used the sacred sound hue in therapeutic and practical applications. You used it to get over your PTSD
Right.
from NOM. We've consistently observed the same results with thousands of people: drastic reduction in anxiety, better sleep, improved clarity, improved intuition,
All right.
emotional regulation.
Consistent results across thousands of people, really.
Thousands,
Okay.
thousands over 3 decades.
All right.
Consistent enough that we had to say, what is with this
Right.
vibration? What is really going on that it pacifies and supersedes everything
All right.
and helps everybody simultaneously?
So you measured it, in other words.
Yeah, we took it into the lab, EEG, oximeter, and Kirlian photography to capture the energetic shift in real time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Well, what we found baffled
All right.
even, conventional neurophysiology. When a person engages the sound hue, it doesn't just relax them, it doesn't just stimulate them, it triggers a simultaneous spike
Right.
across 5 bands. The EEG data increased theta, beta, alpha, and gamma
Oh.
simultaneously,
All right.
and even the HRV. Yeah, the EEG data was outstanding.
Multiple bands simultaneously. Help people understand why that's significant.
Okay, concurrent increases in heart rate variability, which is HRV, beta, alpha, theta, gamma, all at the same time, simultaneously. This is unique. The data is outstanding. They've tested various sounds and vibrations, and nothing raises all 5 simultaneously.
All 5 simultaneously.
They've done like Hertz 472,
Right.
1111, Scooby-Doo, everything under the sun,
Right.
and everyone claims the same thing. This is the God frequency. This is the solution. And they only typically raise 2 of the 5 categories simultaneously,
Correct.
like theta and alpha. But
Sure.
this,
All right.
all 5 simultaneously. Now we're talking about something so rare and unique, and now the data supports the findings.
Right. So
Everyone gets healed. In neuroscience, the states are typically exclusive. If you're deeply relaxed in meditation, drifting towards sleep, the brain drops it into alpha and theta.
mhm.
You need high-level cognitive performance, intense focus, complex problem solving.
Right.
Your brain goes to beta and gamma.
So you usually can't have both at once, is what you're saying. Right.
Trying to access high alert while maintaining deep
Mhm.
meditative calm, it creates,
Mhm.
typically would create friction, and the brain has to choose.
But with the hue,
All of it activates simultaneously. Completely calm, regulated body, coupled with ultra alert, hyperconscious mind, unified, whole brain coherence. We
Right.
actually call it the hue effect and resonance, unified in whole brain coherence.
so we're talking about a neurological state that conventional science says really shouldn't be possible or exist.
Absolutely. According to the
Okay.
conventional models, it should not. And yet
Okay.
we measured it repeatedly. Different subjects, not placebo, not a temporary distraction,
Mhm.
an actual, measurable shift.
Okay, so really it's a state shift, a new one, not a reset.
A reset implies returning to a previous baseline. A state shift, here we go, means the operating frequency of your central nervous system fundamentally reorganizes on
Right.
command
And in how long?
immediately and
Okay.
stabilizes over 40 days,
Okay.
which is why we call it the 40-day state
Right.
shift. But same day change, same day, not in 3 days, not in 2 days, same day
Right.
change. That's exactly what the 40-day program's built
Right.
around. One signal, consistent application, and a new baseline is your new reality.
Right. And for veterans specifically, the nervous system that kept them alive in combat is the same nervous system that won't let them come home.
You weren't trying the hue for PTSD.
Right.
You found hue through Eckankar separately. And then you realized, hey,
Right.
my PTS symptoms are gone
Are gone.
or have diminished
Yeah.
greatly.
It dramatically reduced them to where I didn't even notice them. And it was not something I was looking to do with that word, but that word impacted them immediately. I was locked into those same anxiety, fragmented states since Vietnam. And that was the problem. And the hue automatically shifted that So it put me back into a state of alertness, but total relaxation and erased those negative symptoms. And then I kept cueing and it locked it in to a state.
I would say the loop never completed, combat with veterans that have not, used this. The loop never completed. Combat creates this pattern,
Right.
activation, discharge, return to baseline. When the baseline changes and it stays changed.
Right. Until really something shifts it or shifts.
Yeah, therapy doesn't do it, medication doesn't do
Mm-mm.
it. And I'm a therapist, hell, a
Right.
psychologist. Not talking about it, no. You need a direct intervention at the frequency level of the nervous system itself.
Right. And that's the hue, that's the vibration, and that's different.
Yeah. One signal, 40 days, new baseline.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really something. We've been doing television and segments for the past 30 years on this, and they would laugh us out of the studio. We have all the recordings. Oh, my cells are vibrating. You're messing with my cells.
Right.
And I mean, these are the newscasters, they were very nice, but this is how far we've come as a society.
Right.
They used to laugh. They laughed at us for decades. Everyone thought we were nuts.
We were really ahead of our time.
Way ahead. Decades.
The vibration and the sound. And now sound therapy has become a new modality. And people are listening and paying attention and realizing that this is something that
Thank
works
God.
and it works so well and so fast.
Thank God. The fight. We don't have to fight anymore.
Yeah. Let's actually show people how to do this because we've, been talking about it for 2 episodes, and I want the person listening right now to be able to actually try it.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, that's exactly right. Not passive info, a technique. Yes, a technique you can use today.
Okay, walk us through it.
Okay. We call it one-step therapy. One magic word, vibrational sound therapy. 4 distinct ways to apply it. 0 prescriptions needed. 0 therapists required.
One word, just one word.
One word, hue, H-U. Pronounced like the name hue. Extended, sustained, hue. You're not singing, you're not chanting in a performative way. You're producing a sustained vibration.
How long do you do this? Okay.
Up to 20 minutes a day.
Okay.
Never more than 20. Even a 2-minute deal produces a shift.
Wow.
You don't need the ashram and the silence. You can do it, driving. You can do it at the desk. You can lie awake at 3 a.m.
Right.
Silently, out loud.
That's cool. Voice is the most powerful, projecting the vibration outward through the vocal cords. Silent is completely internal. You produce the sound in your mind while your mouth stays closed. Nobody around you knows it's actually
No, it's
happening.
totally cool. The veteran in the crowded room, work meeting, who's about to
Right.
lose it, and no one even knows.
Nope, nobody needs to know. It operates internally either way. The vibration is generated by your intention and your nervous system responds. What does it actually feel like when someone does this for the first time? What should they expect?
Well, most people report an immediate shift in the quality of their awareness and their serenity level, a frequency change. The noise drops.
Mhm.
There's a recognizable settling and serenity, a coherence that wasn't there before.
So why does this work when actually nothing else does?
It bypasses the intellectual clutter,
Uh,
the mind chatter, the
Right.
ego.
all right.
It speaks directly to the core of your frequency, the biological system. You don't diagnose your trauma. You don't figure out what's broken. You don't need to understand the mechanism. It works. It goes straight to work regardless.
And that's the opposite of everything self-help tells you
Yeah.
to do.
It is massively. Think
Yeah.
about traditional therapy. You feel anxious, disconnected, and what are you told to do? Hundreds of dollars an hour in therapy. Cognitive behavioral frameworks, journaling, retreats, meditation instructions
Yep.
with different competing
Yep.
directions. It's exhausting. People burn out in 2 minutes because the cure is just as complicated or more so than the problem.
Yeah, built the exact opposite.
Yes, we did. One word, immediate application, no prereq, no diagnosis required, a precision
Mhm.
tool designed for human autonomy.
And for the person who has tried everything.
And this is outstanding. We're glad. We welcome the newbie and the person that's tried everything.
Mhm.
And this is actually the last thing they try because it's the simplest. Well, it's always works, but it's so simple that people disregard it.
Okay.
Yeah, they overlook it. They think, no way.
So let's zoom out because this isn't about the hum and it isn't about veterans. It's really about why millions of people are vulnerable, anxious, and constantly blindsided every day right now.
Humanity is suffering from a
Mhm.
crisis, really, of disconnection.
All right.
People have outsourced their internal guidance systems to external authorities
right.
repeatedly. The news, social media, political leaders, corporate, they look everywhere except to themselves for permission. What
Mhm.
to think, how to feel, where to go, what to do, and they're drowning.
And they're drowning, and they're really drowning.
Yes, in the external noise, severed from their own internal compass. They don't even realize they have one.
And when you lose that internal compass,
Yeah, you become reactive,
Yeah.
easily manipulated, easily panicked, fragile. Every shift in culture throws you off balance. Every unexpected crisis blindsides you because you have no internal anchor and no tools to use.
right, that's the word we keep coming back to, blindsided, blindsided.
Yeah, when your internal guidance system is off,
Right.
turned off or turned way down, low,
Mhm.
life keeps surprising you with things it was already trying to tell you. The relationship that collapsed, the job that ended, the crisis, the health crisis you
Mhm.
ignored.
We're blindsided because you didn't have a working signal receiver. You
Yeah,
weren't getting the signal, that's all.
the radar was
Right.
turned off. People spend their lives trying to fix the external circumstances,
Right.
thinking the new job and the new partner and the new bank account, the
Mm.
moving, these things will bring them peace. It's a trap. You can't fix an internal. Wherever you go, there you are.
Right.
Okay. And you are the problem.
And
Always and
yeah,
forever.
exactly, and the hue addresses that structural deficit, if you wanna call it that.
Yeah. At the frequency level by changing the state of the nervous system.
That's why the 40 days matter.
Repetition installs it. That's what 40 days are for.
Mhm.
You install a new baseline that holds life isn't the same. It doesn't look the same. It's not the same.
Mhm.
The people who do the 40 days, they don't just feel better. They see differently. They walk into a room and it looks different. Relationships look different. Decisions are different. The signals they used to miss, they're inundated in a gentle way. They
Right.
can't miss the signals.
Because the receiver is on.
Once it's on, it does not turn off.
That's not a warning.
No, that's an invitation.
So let's bring it all the way back. 2 episodes, 1 story.
The Hum. Episode 1, The
Mhm.
Hum is real. The mystery's real. Science has been looking in one direction for 50 years and has not found a complete answer.
And episode 2, the answer may not be external at all. They're looking in the wrong direction.
And really, it might not even be a problem. The frequency people are perceiving that they think is the problem is really the solution. Whatever its origin can be met with a matching internal frequency
Right.
that your own nervous system generates.
Stop fighting the hum. Embrace the hue.
Now,
If you've been hearing something you can't explain, feeling something you can't name, knowing something you really can't prove at all.
Don't explain it away. Don't rationalize it. And don't wait for science to catch up or
Mm.
for someone to give you permission. Come find out what it is.
The 40-day state shift is open. The link is in the description itself.
And if this episode or last week's episode made you wonder what you've been missing, that wondering is your internal guidance system working exactly the way it was built to work. So, 40daystateshift.com.
Mhm.
Trust it. Trust your gut.
Save your ass.